Jesse was the guy that lived in the moment, and I think kind of got into trouble once in a while just because everyone said, no, you need to work, you need to do this, you need to do that, and he just said, screw it, I'm doing my own thing. And I love that about him. I love that he took it day to day, and that was really inspiring, and it still is.
Jesse always had a lot of energy, and then he didn't. At age 28, he was diagnosed with Crohn's, and this led to a series of stomach aches, fatigue, doctor's visits, pain medications, and surgeries. And he was on his way to Vancouver in February of 2014, and he collapsed at the airport. And we got a phone call that Jesse was in ICU at the Sturgeon. And so we went there, and all family went. And when we got there, he immediately coded. So we coded for 4 minutes. And the doctors there thankfully brought him back to life. But they induced a coma right away. And he was on so many machines, we counted 16 tubes coming out of him. And the doctors actually told us they didn't think that he was going to make it. So we were, crying, and we were really upset about that, of course. And he was prone, he was on dialysis. They did everything they could think of for him to survive.
When I first heard that Jesse wasn't in Vancouver, but instead had spent, an entire night in the emergency room or ICU, and we didn't know, we assumed he was away. There's nothing quite like that, when the world surprises you like that, and how fast things change, and how fast you have to, switch gears and put your game face on.
He did eventually get stable, but he didn't wake up for 6 weeks. And he was still in ICU, and when he woke up, he was in a state of what they call non-responsive awareness. We kept hoping he would do more, say more. He could look around, but he really couldn't move or eat or respond to command. And he was in ICU for 4 months, and then in the hospital for a year, until they decided that it was time to send him to long-term care. He's probably been to the Royal Alec in the emergency department and the X-ray department about 8 times for infections, longer hospital stays of a week to 2 weeks, and to have any tube issues repaired there. The majority of doctors and nurses treated Jesse like he was a valuable human being, and that really meant a lot to me. They spoke to him, called him by name, told him what was happening. They were kind, compassionate, very helpful to me, explaining everything to me.
Honestly, I think everyone in the family, but especially my mom, wanted him to be treated as equal, right, as a person. And that has been, a struggle from time to time because we're not able to have conversations with him. We're not able to talk to him. So I think, one of the biggest things my mom has had to advocate for is he's still here, right? He's still alive. He's still breathing. So that's, she is speaking for him, right? She is his voice.
What I've seen my mom do for my brother makes me a better mom, because I see her commitment to his life, and I think she should be everyone's caregiver.
She's given an equal amount of love to every one of her kids somehow, even though this is such a big part of her life. So it's really inspiring.
My hopes with sharing Jesse's story, or why I'm sharing Jesse's story, is sort of, for me, it's a reward to offices like yours, to showing such enlightenment.
When I decided to participate in last year's summit, honestly, I was blown away from the beginning to the end. I felt like we were treated with the same amount of compassion that we were with when we had actually been in the hospital with Jesse. But honestly, people treated us like we were really important. And when I decided to participate in it, it was amazing, like I said, to be heard. It was amazing to just be able to have a voice in what we can do for the future for certain families that are in similar situations.
I really wanted to help other families because this has been a long journey for us. It's been 3.5 years now. So I really believe I'm experienced and I've seen it all, and I just want to do what I can help, and I want to give back.